So let's start with what is automation testing. So before we go and learn Selenium, okay, first we should understand what is automation testing, okay, and why it is important. What is the need of it? We know we are having manual testing, and in the testing, the first and priority is the manual testing. We have to do manual testing. So there will be a set of test cases. We'll be writing it and we'll be executing it. That's fine. Let's say going forward, we'll be testing the other future, and for that also, let's say in the very beginning you tested future one with some 100 test cases, and going forward you tested future two, and there is also 100 test cases you executed. Now what happens is, apart of these 100 test cases, you also require to make sure whether the future one is working fine or not. Okay, it's not only making sure that the new features are working fine, it's also important to make sure that the existing features or the old features are working fine, right? Let's say in the very beginning you provided login feature that's working well, well and good, and in the later you provided logout. While providing the logout, the login feature got breaked. Okay, you just tested logout is working fine, but you never tested, you didn't tested login is working fine again. Okay, so what I'm going to say is that when you are testing the new feature, it's also important to make sure that the existing features, the old features, also working fine. Now what happens in your case, feature 2 is a new one and you make sure that it's working fine. Now again you have to test all these 100 test cases. The existing test cases also you require to test to make sure that the whole feature is working fine. Okay. Let's say again later you are going to test future 3. Okay, it's a latest feature now for you. You make sure that it's working fine, and it is also important to make sure that the existing features or the old features are working fine. Okay, you have to test this 100 and that 100, total 200 test cases for the old features you have to test. Now again take future 4. Again there is 100. Apart of these 100 test cases, you also require to test the existing 300 test cases. Okay, now it is okay, but going forward, when it comes to future 10, when it comes to future 10, you have to test the previous 9 existing features. It will be very tough for you. Okay, you cannot concentrate on the new feature. You always put more effort and more concentration to test the old features. Okay, so because of your effort, the software delivery also will be delayed, right? So let's say to test 1000 test cases you might require 1 month of time. Okay, but to test future 10 you just require 2 days of time, but to test the complete end to end up to future 1 to future 9, you also require another 20 more days, right? 20 more days. So because of this, you are going to delay the software for another 20 days. Okay, so keeping all these things in mind, the automation testing is introduced. Is nothing but, as and when you complete a future, as in when you complete testing the test cases, let's automate it. Let's automate it, and you don't need to do manual testing again. Okay, it's automatically, you just have to click a button and it will automatically run all the test cases, and this one also, and like that you will be automating each and every feature which you have defined, automated. Now when it comes to feature test to test, you just require to test the future 10, and once you test it you just automate it. Okay, that's it. And all the previous 9 features are already automated. Those are keep on running and giving the results to you, and this one is also automated, and this one also will give you the result to you. And your manual effort is only one time to test the future 10, and you already automated it. Let's say if you define future 11 to test, okay, it just required 2 days. That's it. All these test cases are automated already. You just have to click a button and it will be executed in different missions, and it will going to give you the result to you. That's it. Okay. And if there are any failures, let's look into those failures, why those are failed. And if that is because of defect, you just have to raise it. That's it. Okay. So this automation testing is basically to reduce the manual effort. We can't say that we can reduce 100% effort, but more than 90% we can able to reduce the manual testing effort. So the benefit of automation testing is that you don't need to do every time manual testing. Okay, it reduces the employee effort drastically. That's one thing. And the employee and the tester has to put more focus, more concentration on the new features, not on the old features or existing features, because those are already automated. So your automation test case will take care of, you know, their quality. You just have to employee or tester has to make sure that the new features are tested properly. That's one thing. And employee effort will be reduced drastically, and the delivery time, okay, the software delivery time will reduce drastically. The reason is that, so earlier there are 10 features. Each feature will take 2 days of time to test it. 10 into 2, 20, plus this one 22 times. Okay, 22 days will take to deliver this software. Now these are already automated. When you click it, within hours you are going to get the results. Okay, and this is 2 days. Okay, maximum of 2 to 2.5 days you will be able to deliver the software. So that's how automation testing is very important for the software industry. Not only for software, you take anything. Okay, you take any industry. Okay, the automation will be helps a lot to reduce the delivery time.